clashes in the South China Sea. And we're going to analyze the videos of both sides, and the Filipino side and the Chinese side. And we're going to comment on it, what is really going on, or what I think that is going on. And this is your favorite half Chinese, and this is exactly the time to click that like button before we start. Did you click it? Let's go. You can see the white boat is the Chinese Coast Guard. And the black boats are from the Philippines. And the view is also from the Philippine side, because they bring people with cameras on their boats before they go after Chinese. As you can see, this is from the Philippine side, where they are filming how they are going after Chinese Coast Guard. So it is kind of clear that they go right at the Chinese Coast Guard and they are telling them, do not bump into them or whatever, which is quite normal, right? Right, I have to take the music because they have that extra music to make it. And these are the fragments that they always will show you. And they hardly are showing you the whole entire video, because the whole entire video makes it very clear that it is the Philippines harassing the Chinese Coast Guard, if you ask me. Here you see them making the thing like, yeah, they've been hit on the head. Yeah, that's what you get. When you play stupid games, you will win stupid prizes. Now let's go and look at the Chinese side. So here we have a view from the Chinese side, and here you can see clearly the vessel with the Filipino flag is near that big old rusty ship that they actually promised to tow away a very long time ago, but never want to, and trying to fortify. And where you see the Chinese flag is pointing at the vessel of the Chinese Coast Guard. So you see that they're very far away. And this is very important, because then we can determine who is actually going after who, if it wasn't clear in the video that the Philippines made themselves. Here you see, this is the Philippines. And you can clearly see that they are trying to collide with the Chinese Coast Guard. And here you see it from afar. This is what they're doing, provoking the Chinese Coast Guard, attacking the Chinese Coast Guard. And as you can see, where you see the motor block, you see somebody with a camera. Why would they do that? Why on earth is it every single time when they're harassing the Chinese Coast Guard and attacking the Chinese that they have these people on their boats? Well, something to think about. There you see, it is very clear who is going after who. However, there's still a lot of Filipinos that are saying that China is the aggressor here, but their video and a video from the Chinese side both actually are contradicting that narrative, because it is extremely clear to see, especially in this video, that it is the Philippines that is going after the Chinese Coast Guard and trying to collide with them, and look at how aggressive they are with the pedals. So yes, I don't ever condone violence, but this is what you get when you start to play stupid games. Uh, I don't know what to tell you. It seems to be a pattern with the Philippines, and not saying that all the Philippines are like that, Filipinos are like that. I think that their government is heavily, heavily under pressure by the United States, uh, maybe out of free will for some extra cash, or maybe they are forced to, but clearly they're being groomed to be a Ukraine. What they're always trying to do in these kind of situations is to create a narrative to propagandize. Because if you go on the Philippines, what they are saying to their own people is that, oh, you see, China is the aggressor. Look, they hit one of the Filipinos. Yes, would they also be hit if he didn't come? If he didn't attack the Chinese Coast Guard first? No, he would not. That is the whole reason. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't know what you guys all think. Just let me know in the comment section. Who do you think was the aggressor in this case? I mean, the one who is from far away, or the one that comes from far away to the other one that is just there? That is the question. And a lot of Filipinos and people in the West that are mainly indoctrinated by the Western capitalist corporate media always are making all those weird claims like, oh, but it's so far from China. Well, so is Hawaii. Why is Hawaii a US territory? Because they all are taking marching orders from the United States. So explain it. Explain why Hawaii is US territory. Explain why the Philippines is listening and taking marching orders from the USA. I mean, shouldn't you be sovereign? These are things that people should start to think about. Why is a government of a third world not concerned about raising the living standards of its people, but is concerned to start a war with basically one of their biggest benefactors when it comes to business and all these kind of things? So the way I see it, a lot of Filipinos, it's very split. Like, you have the group of Duterte, you have the group of Marcos. Group of Duterte doesn't like these kind of things. The group of Marcos adores this. The group of Marcos also a lot of times come in my comment section. Oh yeah, we didn't take the investment of China. Like, bro, I've seen people living in the Philippines between rats and everything, dirt and all these kind of things. And you proudly are saying that you don't take investments from China, so these people cannot advance in life. That's the most ridiculous thing that you can say. And when it comes to territory, what do you think that a territorial dispute actually is? A territorial dispute means that two parties do not agree on whose territory that actually is. And when it comes to the South China Sea, all parties around the South China Sea, like Vietnam, Brunei, you have Philippines, Indonesia, etc., Malaysia, they are all having territorial disputes with each other. And a lot of Westerners don't even know that. If they would try this with Indonesia, they wouldn't. They would end up in the water, because Indonesia is not taking this crap. They would sink you. If they, I think even Vietnam, if they try this with Vietnam, they will get that too. But you can see it is clearly US driven. Also, the propaganda, because you cannot go and attack another vessel and then claim to be the victim. It is just sad to me to see people in the Philippines struggling for survival while their government is busy to try to get into a fight with one of their biggest trading partners, literally a trading partner that can pull them out of poverty on behalf of a power that never ever done anything for them except backstabbing them. I mean, seriously, do you think that the United States is going to pay for those military bases? But do you understand that you will become a target if the US is in a conflict with any country in the region? I mean, look at what Iran is doing in their defense. I have to say it properly because they're the one who are being attacked. Look at what they're doing. They're hitting all the military bases in all the other nations. American military bases. And you want to have more in your country. For what? And look at how US military is behaving and treating your people. Do they treat your ladies right? Because I know a lot of those stories. And I don't think that that is the correct way to treat Filipino ladies. So yeah. And you cannot do anything about it because the United States basically has extraterritorial rights, so they can do whatever, commit all sorts of crimes, and there's no punishment. It's just very sad, and the poor people in the Philippines is going to have to pay for those military bases. It's literally a situation that is very, very sad for the Filipino people, while you are destroying relations with a country that can be extremely beneficial for all your business and make you flourish again. That is the sad story of the Philippines. The Philippines once in the 50s was like an example for the rest of Asia. Look at them, they're flourishing. And now it's like, yeah, very sad. Very sad story. But yeah, that's what you get when you have these kind of situations, create these kind of situations. If you people are sincere, why don't you go and talk with China? Because talk always is helping. And China has always maintained its position that they are open to diplomacy, but they will not accept this type of bullying. The bullying, what you saw on your video and what you saw on the video of China, both videos showed that it was actually what you accused China of doing, that it was your own people doing. And why are they going in normal clothes? Why we all know that's military personnel. Why else would they be at that ship? And why do they take a camera? You know why they take a camera on board? So they can make all those shots to put it in your news, to propagandize your mind and say, oh, look, China bad, China bad. So you can believe it and go along with, oh, we need to buy more weapons from the United States. Because that's what it's all about. I hope people will start to think and will start to ask for diplomacy over these kind of confrontation. And there are some people that is making all these arguments, but look at our boats, they're so small. Why would you do that? Listen, I will tell you once and for all. I never said that they are the smart ones. Because doing things like this is extremely stupid. And why? It's ridiculous. Anyway, let me know what you all think of this in the comment section, but please keep it respectful and not uncivilized barbarians. Please like, share, and if you have not yet, then follow. And as always, have a great day. Your favorite half Chinese.